The evening she telephoned me, her voice was trembling, not from fear, but from arrogance thinly veiled as desperation. My partner, he has departed. The documents assign. I am now alone. Emily, my sister, who is 34 and expecting her fourth child, was weeping into the receiver from halfway across the globe. I was on assignment in Dubai, halfway through consolidating a profession that demanded meticulousness and self-control, two attributes she had never comprehended. I advised her to remain resilient, to utilize my residence if necessary, just until her situation stabilized. That proved to be my error. When I returned 6 months later, my abode no longer possessed the aroma of fresh paint and potential. It reeked of apple-scented baby lotion and disarray. The main parlor was cluttered with plaything. The hallway walls, once pristine white and minimalist, were covered in handprints. Yet, what wounded me most profoundly was not the mess. It was the upper level. My principal bedroom, the one I had designed after years of saving, had been partitioned into 2 smaller chambers, blue paint, tiny cots, stuffed animals gazing at me like witnesses, and in the corner, my antique desk was shoved aside like refuse. I stood there in silence while my father and mother beamed from the doorway. Your sister required space, my mother stated. My father supplemented, cease being so egotistical. John, kinship is paramount. Kinship. That term once held significance. That night, I did not object, nor did I shout. I simply nodded, feigning assent. But internally, something shifted, like the tumblers of a lock engaging. Emily assumed she could relocate, dismantle my property, and construe my silence as permission. My parents believed guilt would maintain my compliance. They overlooked the fact that I construct systems for a living: financial, legal, and psychological. So, I devised one more. First, I reviewed my property deeds, the title, the mortgage contract, the tax submissions, all registered under my name. Emily had not merely redecorated, she had remodeled without authorization. That simplified everything. Action 1. I filed a notification of unauthorized structural modifications with the municipal authorities. Action 2. I instructed my solicitor to transmit a discreet, formal letter not to her, but to the lender that held my mortgage. A routine update. Nothing ostensibly suspicious, yet it triggered a property reassessment. 3 days later, the inspection team arrived. Emily became frantic when individuals in business attire commenced photographing the nursery walls. She called me, her voice quivering. John, what is taking place? They mentioned something about infractions. Indeed, I replied calmly. I neglected to mention the municipality addresses structural alterations quite seriously. Then came the ensuing maneuver. The electricity bill, water, internet service, all in my name. I did not sever them instantly. I waited until she hosted a small housewarming gathering. Relatives, neighbors, a few of her new single-parent acquaintances. That is when I deactivated everything remotely. The power supply, the wireless network, even the heating system. The laughter in that dwelling dissolved into confusion within moments. When she called again, I could hear the children crying in the background. John, what in the world have you done? Nothing, I stated, merely reclaiming what is rightfully mine. The definitive step was quiet, precise. I listed the house, my residence, for immediate sale. The estate agent, a confidant of mine, staged it impeccably. Photographs captured every square inch Emily had personalized. The irony was flawless. Her chaos would market the narrative of a warm family abode. The offer arrived rapidly. A young couple, currently childless, with the full purchase amount. When the transaction was finalized, I did not even need to expel her myself. The purchasers demanded immediate possession. The following morning, my telephone was inundated with messages. First, from my mother. John, please inform me this is untrue. Emily claims the house is sold. You cannot be serious. Then Emily, frantic. Impossible. No way. John, mother, tell me it is not verifiable. It was. She vacated 2 weeks later. Returning to our parents' home, where the walls could accommodate her noise, they ceased contacting me for a period thereafter. Perhaps they comprehended that silence was not frailty. It was calculation. Now, months later, I am situated in my new flat, a high-rise level. No common walls, no guffaws echoing through rooms I did not sanction. Some nights I contemplate the look on her face when she grasped that it was concluded, when the egotistical brother became the man who repossessed everything without raising his voice. Justice does not always scream. Sometimes it merely signs documents. My parents still maintain I overreacted. Emily asserts I ruined her existence, but I rebuilt mine, brick by brick, with the same precision she derided. And when people inquire why I no longer visit kin, I smile, because, I state, kinship is paramount. Then, I pour myself a drink and allow the stillness of my own home to respond for me.